today I want to do a quick video about Cami. It's a Chrome extension. So if you don't have Cami installed yet, let's just do a quick search for Chrome Web Store. And we will, in the Chrome Web Store, we will find Cami and we're going to install it into our browser. Many of you have Cami already installed, but just in case you don't, just come onto the Chrome Web Store. It looks like this. And when we open it, you'll see that it's added. So I can remove it. Yours will say add to Chrome if you don't already have it. So we're going to look in my Google Drive here. And I'm going to open this TED Talk fill in the blanks PDF, because then we're going to just imagine that I'm showing my class a TED Talk and I want them to pay attention and fill in the spaces. So if I double click on it, it opens to this preview screen for me, which isn't quite what I wanted. I wanted in Cami. Now, sometimes you may have an open with button up here, which you can click on and choose open with Cami. This will work this way regardless. So I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to choose on here open with, and I want to select annotate with Cami. Now, we just refer to it as Cami. That was the original name. I think they are rebranding because what was originally intended to just be a PDF reader has become, as they've added more tools to it, an incredibly valuable annotation piece for us. So here's the worksheet. I'm going to highlight this top part because I want it to read it to me. Now you'll see on the left side I've got text to speech opened. When I highlight, it's going to start reading as soon as I release my mouse button.
View the TED talk and complete the following grid. If you run out of space on the grid for any of your answers, feel free to continue writing on the back of this sheet.
Okay, so it reads it to me. I can control the speed. I have slowed it down a little bit, but we've got controls here to control the speed, and we do have a few different voices. We don't have tons of different voices. So that's the first piece. Now, if you have a worksheet that has not been OCR recognized, so that would be like something you had in your filing cabinet and you took it to the school copier and you scanned it. Well, Cami's got it built right in. In the past, we've had to use external applications such as Snapverter, but if you've got one that it can't read, what you want to do is you want to use OCR for scanned PDFs. Most of the time, Cami is going to bring this up when you open a document in it. If it has not been OCR scanned, it's going to alert you that it looks like this document has not been OCR recognized. Would you like Cami to do that? And I would say by all means, yes. Have Cami do that for you. Because what that does is it turns it from being an image, which is what a photocopy is. It's a picture of the original. That takes it from being a picture into something recognizable. Now, one limitation can be that worksheets that have kind of cute fonts, sometimes it will get a letter wrong. For example, I've seen one that had a very cute letter T in the font, and the OCR, which is optical character recognition, it viewed it as being a plus. So sometimes kids are going to have to work a little bit with the fact that technology isn't perfect and font choice can impact this stuff. Okay, the next one is our Markup Tools. That's our highlighter. So I can highlight a portion of a phrase, or I can use this box highlighter and I could highlight a much longer segment of text. I don't have to do it one line at a time. I can change the color of my highlighter. So if I want this pink, I'm going to click on it, or there's more colors. So let's pick kind of a teal blue. Now you'll note that the teal blue did not just show up here. We'll find it on here, and when I click on it to use, then it's going to go into the shortcut part. So let's box highlight that. I'm going to skip the comment feature for a moment. We're going to come down to text box. So if kids have a PDF document in front of them that they need to be recording some responses on, of course, we've got text boxes. So title of TED Talk. And so I would type the name with a text box. Now, the other cool thing with this is when I brought up this text box, a pop-up menu has appeared at the top. So I can format my font and make some adjustments, things like that. I can do subscripts and superscripts. Those are in here as well. I've also got voice typing. So instead of me typing with my fingers as I just did, I can click in with a new text box over here, and I can click the voice typing. So let's give it a try. The name of the speaker was Ted, period. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to do a little bit of editing with that because it did not automatically capitalize for me, which through my lens of an educator, I kind of like, because I have noticed in the last few years that kids have become less proficient with their use of capital letters, and I would attribute autocorrect for that. I think they've become very complacent with that particular element of grammar because they've been enabled to. So that's our text box. And of course, we've got the colors again. And so if I want a different color, I can pick a new color. And again, we don't have tons of colors in here because this isn't a design tool, it's an annotation tool. So if I want it now to type in purple, I'm going to have to pick the purple color. And when I click in now, it will type in purple. And you can even see that the flashing cursor there is purple. So I'm going to just remove this by hitting this little red X. And I'm going to point out to you that in the equation menu, we have some symbols. In particular, the one I want to make mention is we do have the divide symbol represented in the pictorial way that we teach division with our elementary and Div 3 kids. I'm not sure if high school teachers use the slash or not, but if you're needing the actual divide symbol, it's right here, as well as degrees are here, pi is here, and there's even a couple of music symbols in here. My drawing tool, it's exactly what you would expect. It allows me to draw on the screen. I can change my color. I've got a few more colors in the drawing tool than I did in the text tool, so that can be a little bit helpful. And again, if I let's pick this green, and I save it. It doesn't appear right here, but there it is. So I can pick it from the recent colors. So I'm going to choose that green, and now when I draw, there it is. I can control the stroke thickness over here. So it's quite a useful utility. Shapes, of course, is going to let me draw shapes. And I can control things like transparency and the stroke thickness. And if I want this filled in, the next one I draw is going to be a solid shape. With the select tool, I can move things around. So now I've drawn a little house on this particular assignment. And now I'd like to come back to the comment tool, because I think that the comment tool, I'm just going to erase here by dragging my eraser across some of these things. So the comment tool is quite a powerful tool, especially for our learners who struggle with some learning disabilities, especially in the area of trying to get the thoughts and the understandings out of their heads and onto paper. For some kids, that's a real challenge. So with our commenting tool, of course, we can do a text comment. When we comment, the words don't go right onto the page. They come off on the side. So if I was going to answer the question up here, date of TED Talk and number of views, and I'm going to do it with a text comment, I'm going to select one of the colors. I want a text comment, and I want to put it here. So that puts this little circle here, the blue one, because that's the color I picked, and it's surrounded by gray at this moment because it's the comment that is alive over here on the side. So I could say November 12th, 2019. I did that by typing. Or, did you notice that little microphone there? Instead of typing it, I can voice type and it's built right into the comment. The date was November 12th, 2019, period. Now again, I'm going to have to rectify this capital letter, and you'll note that if I want it to punctuate, I have to speak my punctuation. That can be a challenge for kids, and so they're likely to have to go in and edit to make sure that they've said what they wanted to say. Okay, so now when I click away, the blue dot is there. When I hover, it shows that that's the live comment. The next one is a voice comment. So some kids, the speech to text is not such a good fit. And I'm thinking of children who maybe have a bit of a speech impediment, or our ELL learners in particular. So instead of using voice typing, I can click in and I can make an audio comment. And I'm going to click in over here. Now I've changed it to purple for this one. I'm going to click by number 1, and as soon as I click, it starts to record. So I would say that one of the things I learned from this presentation was how to, and so now instead of a written comment, we've got an audio comment. You can see the sound waves over here, and now the purple one is highlighted, so you'll note that this one is kind of grayed out. But if I hover over it, it shows me which comment that is. And if I click on the blue, it makes that one the live comment. This one is the audio comment, so we can play it. Click by number 1, and so you could hear the student talking about it. And that might just give you some more accurate assessment in terms of understanding of curricular outcomes that your students maybe have achieved. Now it's up to you how much you do or don't allow your kids to use this. Anytime I have shown this to students, I've always mentioned that you need to talk to your teacher if you're going to use the audio, or the one I'm about to talk to, the video comments. So if a student felt more comfortable having the camera on, they could definitely click on the video comment. Now I'm going to pick a different color again, just so that it keeps showing up differently on the screen to draw my own attention to it. I'm going to choose pink. I've got the video comment. Now my Cami is not going to ask me to allow the video camera because I already have. But the first time it's used, it is going to verify, do you give permission to use the video? So I'm going to click in. Now it's going to turn on my webcam. And I'm going to say that I think that one criticism I would give to the speaker would be to try to be less humorous at different times. Now you've got a video of the comment. Where I see this being valuable for kids is if they want a manipulative to illustrate what they're talking about. So maybe grade 3 in the rocks and minerals unit for science might have little rocks in front of them that they can hold up to the webcam to show you that this one's a sedimentary rock. It has lines in it, that kind of thing. So Cami just right out of the box gives us a whole bunch of tools for students to learn and to illustrate their learning in different ways. When I'm all done, just for the sake of ensuring that I've got everything, I am going to hit the save button. I'm going to turn on auto save for my own Cami because I would prefer it save as I go. And I can also download it. If we get into advanced export, you're going to have a whole lot more controls as to how it works. And it tells me it's saving in the file called resources for others in my Google Drive. So I've got all the controls there that I need to have. Don't miss this burger menu because you can split and merge. So if you've got 2 PDFs that you want to put together for your kids to work on, but you don't want the entire thing of each one, you can do that in Cami. If you're wanting to take out just a couple pages, if you've got a booklet that's got 40 pages and you only want to give the kids 2 of the pages, you can also split them apart in here. So you've got all kinds of controls. Here's a create assignment that is going straight to Google Classroom. So I finished up my PDF. It's going to make a copy for each student, exactly what I would see in Google Classroom. So don't lose sight of all of the tools that you can have just inside of Cami, right at your fingertips. And hopefully, if any of you are moving into a remote learning situation for a measured amount of time, hopefully Cami can really help make this easier for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and we will go through any challenges you're facing. The last point I will make is that your students up here, they might have a couple of tools that are locked. If they do, they'll have a button up here that says upgrade. What I would like your kiddos to do, if they don't have those tools, I want them to hit the upgrade button, and then it's going to take them potentially to this screen, though I think it's going to jump to the next screen I'm going to go to. But if it comes to this screen, we want them to go to the teacher plan and click upgrade, which is going to bring us to a blue screen. If we scroll all the way down on the teacher plan, I want them to click the start 90-day trial. That's going to get their Cami open to them so that it can be used by them. And then from that point on, we will deal with the rest of things here at Division Office. So you can use Cami, your kiddos can use Cami, and I really hope that it can be a powerful tool for face-to-face teaching and learning, but also for remote scenarios.